What is the fastest and easiest way to get your Warzone loadout ready to go in Modern Warfare 2? If you've got all the time in the world, sure, you can unlock every gun and attachment and then just go for whatever ends up becoming the meta at the end of the day, but what if you're a little more time constricted, or you just don't really like the 6v6 that much and you want to get to an effective build as quickly as possible? I'll be covering all of that and a little bit more today. Remember, what works in the 6v6 modes in Modern Warfare 2 might not be ideal for Warzone, as the engagement distances in Warzone are going to be a lot longer on average, plus players will have armor and other mechanics will be different as well. Alright, so what is the easiest way to get a highly effective loadout for Warzone 2? I think without question the Kastov progression line is going to be one of the best in the game. Basically, the AKs are extremely good, with some of them being arguably the best guns in the game, and you get the Kastov 7.62 pretty early at rank 23, and from there you can power through the entire tree pretty quickly. The Kastov 7.4U is arguably one of the best 6v6 guns in the game at the moment, and in fact the starting Kastov 7.62 may be one of the more useful weapons on the tree when it's spec'd for medium to long range fights. My setup for the 7.62 is a Polar Fire S suppressor, which you can get by leveling the Lackman 7.62 to rank 5. You can do that once you hit rank 16, so you can easily have that done before you even get this weapon unlocked. Now when it comes to the underbarrel, the FSS Shark Fin is pretty popular, as you only need to level the M4 up to rank 6 to unlock it, and it has no downsides, but personally I prefer the VX Pineapple Grip. I have this tuned for ADS speed. This will help you control the recoil a bit better and sort of punch out the range on this weapon more effectively. However, to get the Pineapple Grip, you will need to get your M4 up to rank 18, which you can do early game since you get it at the start, but you also need to rank up the Icarus Light Machine Gun to rank 14 after that. And again, you should be able to do all of that even before unlocking the AKs to begin with. Then I like to slap the 45 round mag on here, which you'll get eventually by unlocking the Kastov 74U, which you'll get later down the line. Now certainly the larger mag isn't going to be necessary for the 6v6 modes, but once you get it, the extra bullets are going to come in handy for armored targets in Warzone, or just taking out multiple targets in 6v6 without needing to reload. When it comes to optics, any 4x will do nicely for medium range engagements. The one that you actually get from just ranking up this 7.62 gun is actually quite good and should serve as a decent starting point, and from here you can decide if you want to opt for something with slightly higher magnification or a different sight picture. Now I tune pretty much all of my optics for close eye position and fast ADS speed pretty much across the board. When it comes to lasers, you're probably going to be running a laser on just about every single gun in the game. They're very good with little to no downsides for the most part. The decision you're going to have to make is, do you want the Olay 5 laser or the Schlager Peckbox 4? Now the Olay clearly has better benefits with the added sprint to fire speed and aim stability, but the visible laser can give away your position depending on how close you are to your target. You also have to rank up the EBR-14 to level 10, which isn't the most fun gun to use, but maybe you'll have a better time with it than I did. Now remember, the laser is not just a red dot on the wall that your opponent can see, but it's actually a full red beam drawing a line to your location. The further away you are from your enemies, the less visible this is, so it's not as big a deal when used at further distances, and is almost recommended across the board on something like a sniper rifle. But when using something in CQB where you might be aiming at a doorway or something like that, your opponent could easily see that laser and know not to peek out that doorway. So you have to decide if that fits your gameplay style. Personally, I go for the Schlager. You only need to rank up the Signal 50 sniper rifle to rank 3. Granted, that is a level 43 gun to unlock, but it's worth it in my opinion if you want extra concealment. At the end of the day, you'll probably want to have both lasers unlocked and experiment with the ones that you like, and while I might use the Schlager on this gun, I'll use the Olay on a sniper rifle for sure. And so that's the Kastov 7.62, very effective medium to long range weapon with some optics on there. It does need a little bit of recoil control, but it's a pretty darn cheap weapon to upgrade to this point. Now of course you want to progress the Kastov line down to, at the very least, the 74U. This is arguably one of the best guns in the 6v6 mods. I think they're already talking about potentially banning it for competitive COD. It is fantastic for just your all-around CQB, and what I like so much about this weapon is that it's not actually an SMG. It's classified as an assault rifle, which means it can punch out much further than your typical SMG, but it still has a lot of those fast time to fires that the SMGs benefit from. It's an absolutely great hybrid weapon, and one that you'll want to have ranked up for Warzone 2. Now there's going to be some similarities with the 7.62 loadout where you can reuse the same 45 round magazine, and again personally I like to use the Schlager Peck box on this one. This time I added the hollow point rounds tuned for recoil smoothness and recoil steadiness. These rounds really make your opponent's view flinch when they take a hit, and that can absolutely be the deciding factor in a firefight. Personally, I hate getting hit by them. It's super annoying while you're exchanging fire with your enemy. Now generally speaking, these suppressors haven't really been seen as important meta in the 6v6 modes, but there's a good chance that they will be much more desirable in Warzone for staying concealed. And what I've been experimenting with on this one is the Broadhead 3DP suppressor, which you can unlock by getting the Lachmann 5.56 ranked up a little bit. And if you got the Polarfire S from before, then you've already gone down the Lachmann progression line somewhat, so it's an easy jump to grab this as well. Now, I didn't really do much tuning on the suppressor. It felt pretty good for the most part, and it helps control the recoil a bit while not impacting the already speedy ADS too much. Now, a lot of people like the iron sights on this weapon, and you can forego an optic for faster ADS speed, but you'll almost certainly be using a red dot at some point in this game, and personally I think it's worth the extra work to rank up the Expedite shotgun to level 7, which is not that hard to do, and it'll give you this little blue dot sight. It has the least amount of optic housing, giving you a very clean sight, and you can set this on pretty much every single gun in the game. So again, that's an easy unlock that's going to go a long way. Now honestly, those two guns right there are probably the easiest and quickest way to create an effective 2-weapon loadout in Warzone 2. You've got the medium to long range from the 7.62 and the close to medium range from the 7.4U. Both are going to be very strong guns without a question. Will they be the ultimate meta weapons down the road? Well, almost certainly not. We have no idea what twists and turns the meta in Warzone is going to take, but I think these are still pretty safe bets for at least the beginning of Warzone. Now, of course, if you have some extra time to grind, I would personally work on some battle rifles and sniper rifle options. We really don't know what direction the meta is going to take, so it's certainly not bad to have some options to switch over to if you're not liking these guns. Now, the SPR marksman rifle and sniper line is extremely worthwhile to go down, as I'm pretty sure at least one of the rifles in this category will become the ultimate sniper rifle for Warzone. Plus, the SPR and the SAB 50 are actually really fun to use for aggressive weapons in the 6v6 modes while you rank them up. There's also a very good chance that the Lab 330 ends up being one of the top all-around snipers for Warzone, so I've currently got that one maxed out with a damage increasing barrel, and then everything else is basically just set to speed up your ADS time. Now, one that I haven't maxed out yet, but I'm going to do soon, is the TAC V or the TAC 5 battle rifle. I want to get the 30 round mag for this and then get it to the point where I can tune it. This could end up being a bit better than the Kastov 7.62 for medium to long range, so I'm just going to get ready on the chance that it ends up being a much better medium to long range weapon. Now, because you're going to be rank 23 before you even start the Kastov progression line, there's a good chance that you will have progressed the Lachmann progression line quite a bit already, and it has so many good unlocks in it. If you progress to the Lachmann sub, aka the MP5, you're going to get one of the best SMGs in the game. I've got mine set up with the 40 round mag, hollow point ammo, OLED laser, Falcon barrel, and blue dot sight. It's an absolutely fun weapon to use in the 6v6 modes, and it's bound to be a lethal room clearer in Warzone. Now overall, that's my Warzone 2.0 low effort preparation loadout. I think it's going to be pretty hard to go wrong with my recommendations here. It will be interesting to see how the meta evolves and what guns stay on top. For the most part, many of the weapons in this game do seem very viable, which is good, and they can all be tuned quite a bit to fit the specific role that you need. And it would certainly be cool if there's a lot of different meta weapons popping up in Warzone. Like, not everyone's just using the same gun or the same two guns, but maybe there's like 10 top picks, and that would be much more interesting in general. Let me know what loadouts you are preparing to bring into Warzone. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video maybe saved you guys some time or put you on a path to get some decent weapons quickly. And if you want to check out my DMZ mode first impressions from the stream event, that video is right here. If you just want to get my quick first take on that, of course I will be playing that along with Warzone when it launches. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.